Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm up in the craft room. I've been working on some thank you notes, and I thought for my last one we might do that one together. And first off, just showing y'all, do you all remember these? Do you remember when Target, yes, good old Target, used to do some great items for $1 in their dollar spot? This is 20 cards and 20 envelopes, but they're the like postcards. Do you know what I mean? And they're still cards, but they don't open up. And I'm also going to be, I remember I'm using up my stash. What, I've had this, what, 6 years or something like that. Also, I'm going to put that I'm joining in on the open collab, which is hashtag stampplay. It's hosted by Susan's Heartstrings. And yeah, these are from Dollar Tree. I was real tickled to find these stamps. And I wanted one that was cute because I'm doing rabbits that have gotten in the flower pots. And, or garden pots, because one of them has to do with carrots. And so I picked this one because it had to be small, and it had to, for me, it had to be cute. And I think that font is really, really cute, you know, it's a cute one. So here's what we've got so far. We've got this one, and then on the back, since I have to write my thank you note here, this die came from Amazon several years ago. And you know how usually in the little holes here and here you would put a brad? Well, like I said, because these are strictly going through the mail, and I try to keep things as flat as possible. So instead, I hope they're showing up, I've put stickles in the center of each one. Just, you know, but I wanted to sign them. So there's one. Here's another. And when it comes to their little faces, they just have little holes in the die cut for the eyes and a little hole for the nose, and that's it. And so what I did was put, I don't know, well, you could probably see it now with that light. This is Teeny Tiny Bling from Dollar Tree. And then I took, let me see here, this marker from EK Tools. It's a journaling pen, but it's 0.0 mm. So 0.2 mm, sorry. And just did little eyelashes and little eyeliner there. Just to show up how cute they are. And then when it came to their little cheeks, I did put blush on them. I got this at Dollar Tree as well. And what I do is I get one of my brushes, paint brushes, and I stir up the powdered blush, and then I take some of it off and put it on a, you know, like just on a rag. Just brush it off some so that when I do put it on there, it's very, very light, and then take my fingertip and smush it into the paper. And then... And then this little fella got in with the carrots that were planted on the terrace. No, I'm just kidding. And it's a matter of, as you see, a bunch of die cuts. And normally, when I do my corners like this, I have a punch. I go ahead and put bling in the corners. But again, going through the mail, I just, this is a hole punch for a regular hole in the paper, like I've showed it before, but you know, Walmart. It used to be less than $2. I don't know what it is anymore. And that's how these guys have turned out. And see, this is what I got to go with the carrots, and then this one to go with the background. And the stickles in here and here is the purple. Okay, so that's how these guys, I needed 4. And that's what we've got. We've got these 3, and then we're going to do another. Okay. So, here is my card, you know, that came with the card base. Like I said, it's like a postcard. And the good thing is 3 of these are going to paper crafters where they can, if they want to, they don't have, but if they want to, they can put this in a journal. They can even make it as a tuck spot or what have you in a journal. But one of them is going to a friend that I have had since, let me see, for 63 years. And she's beautiful. She and I, as you, telling you how long we've known each other, she first became a friend to my sister, and I just thought, isn't she beautiful and fun? And I really, really liked her. Very quiet soul. And as you know, I'm kind of the opposite of that. And so I just started talking to her and everything. And she said, and I quote, after we had been friends for a number of years, she said, when I first met you, I was exhausted. And I was horrified at first. I was like, what? She said, all that energy. You know, she was like, whoa. I got it. But, you know, at first I was like, what'd that do? But, yeah, and this one goes to someone who does journals here on YouTube, and her favorite color is teal. So I tried, you know, when you make cards for others, you try to give them the colors they like, or something that they might think is funny or cute or what have you. And as you saw, this is, I like shabby chic and vintage are my favorite styles, but when it comes to rabbits, remember they're my favorite animals, I think I'll do cute. I like cute. Cute is cute. Like, how can you deny that? So this paper I've had, I'm trying to use up my scraps as much as possible. This paper I've had for some time. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby like 4 or 5 years ago, seriously. And I use it sparingly because there's the back of it. Sparingly because I love gingham and checks. So, you know, I have very little of it left because I just really, really love that paper pad. It dealt with checks and stripes and, let me see, y'all might remember it. Y'all might be saying, oh, I know that pad. They had like pastel colors, and then they had like, what do they call it? Jewel colors. We're working with Fabri-Tac on this one to put this down. Anyway, it also had polka dots, and, you know, it was super cute. I had gotten one of each. They put them on clearance, and that's when I had a blast. And, yeah, these dies with the bunnies and the flowers and the carrots and everything, I got those on Amazon. I might have to put this up. Well, let me see if I can do it right like that. Nope. Let's see here. Sometimes I leave a little extra room at the bottom. And as you know, Fabri-Tac gives you a tiny bit of time to move it if it's not straight. Okay. And yes, I went around. This one, well, all of them on the base, I went around and did my, rounded the corners with this in the medium size. And if you've been here before, you know I do this too, to squish my glue around under there. You can actually hear it. If I hush, you can hear it. There we go. Yes, my friend, like I said, that I have known that many years, my friend is the opposite of me in personality. Morals, no. No. We're on the same page. But in personality and in looks, we're just completely opposite. And it was, together we had just fun, just silly, good, clean fun. We made up our own jokes. We just wanted to have a good time in life because, you know, not always everything was good when you're growing up, you know. And you try to, what do I want to say? You try your best to, this is Tombow Marker 296, to look at the good things in your life, you know. And you hold on to those. Not everyone's childhood is perfect. In fact, I don't know anybody who has a perfect childhood. I've had a lot of people tell me they had it close, but then this happened and that happened, and you know. But my friend and I tried to, I just wanted to bring just a little bit of dark edge around that one. And you know, you can put your marker like this to give it more of an edge in the front. This die is from a nesting die, and yep, it's the smallest. Okay, let's do that. Oh yeah, see how it gives it just a little dark edge. These are the markers that I end up using on these thank you cards. That's what I ended up using. And I've already gone ahead and see how he fits over there. Isn't that cute? And part of me wanted to leave it so that the person who got the card could take the bunny out and use it elsewhere, but the design of them, I was like, oops, can't do that. So let's put this here first. My friend came from, there's 3 children, and we grew up, there's three kids, oops, that's not coming out, in my household, and then there was 5 in hers. And her mother was so beautiful and so sweet, sweeter than candy. And her dad was so much fun. Oh my gosh. And they were so great to every single kid in the neighborhood. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not, you know, recalling something and looking at it through rose-colored glasses. No, they really were good to all of us. And one thing they had was a tire swing that, I put a little too much glue on there. They had a tire swing where does this make sense? It was this massive rope, and then, oh, wait a minute, it wasn't a tire. I thought it was a tire swing. Well, how did they do this? Somehow And that connected to the top of it, yeah. And then there was a rope that connected to the bottom of it. We sat in it, and you could take the bottom and swing it back and forth like this. Then once your friend would get it going really, really strong, then just let go. But they also had a shed where some of the guys would climb up on the shed, get on the tire, and jump. And you can imagine that kind of swinging that they did. I don't recommend that. This is 18 and above, so if there's any grandchildren or children listening, don't do it. Don't do it, because things could happen. Thank God nothing ever bad happened, and they did it a lot, but you never know these days. And so that was the gathering place. And then when we got older, that, outside when the weather was nice, and then when we got older, they had a pool table in the basement. And our house had the ping pong table in the basement. And that's where so many kids, mostly in our neighborhood, but then the neighborhood one over, there were some guys in there that would come over to ours and play. And I think I'm going to put that there on the second check up. Anywho, it was just good, clean fun. You know what I mean? It was, Handsome and I were talking a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about, him and some of the stuff that he and his friends did during summer vacation or after school when your homework was done. You know how that goes. Homework first, and then you can go play. And then when you say, but we've been, in school all day working. Then as soon as dinner's over, as soon as you finish, then get in there and do that homework. Which we did. So anywho, I'm going to go there. So, you know how you start reminiscing about, your childhood, and you try to think of all the good, and then some of the not so good comes in. You're like, eek, go away. But when I think of my friend's family, they did not have, everything wasn't 100% perfect either. There's no such thing. And that, no, at least I've never, ever heard it or seen it myself or heard it from any of my acquaintances. I've even had people tell me things. They've never met me before. I mean it. They will come up to me in the store, and if I say, hi, how are you today? They'll tell me things, And I had one woman say, this is at the Goodwill. She looked at me, and after she told me these things, she said, I don't know why I just said this to you. And I have big ears, literally, literally big ears. And on my dad's side, I got them. And I said, maybe the big ears, I will listen and I'll care. I don't know. And she was mortified. And seriously, after she said that, she just rushed off. And I was like, well, this is odd, but okay. But that's happened to me off and on most of my life. And because I was talking to you all and talking to you all and talking to you all, I did something wrong. I was so focused on some sweet memories of my dearest friend and her family, and that I did something I didn't do on any of the other ones. Well, let's try to do it different then. When it came to all of these go behind the pot. Behind the pot. Behind the pot. Okay, I do cut off the butt because the bunnies are, kind of big under there. But, oh my word. Okay, well, that's me yapping. I do know where this one goes. I had, how I don't do anything, you know, like, ooh, let me just throw things on. No, I like things to be just so. Wow, that's interesting. But hey, I went ahead and did the yellow with this instead of the white because of the white bunny, you know. So I did the yellow. And I know I can put that there. So I know where I want that. This is barely art glue in this container. But I don't know about you. When I watch people craft, I don't, you know, I do like it that they tell us I did this, I did that, I got that there, doodly doodly doo. That fascinates me. But at the same time, I don't mind them talking. Mostly about positive things. I personally enjoy that the most. But mercy sakes, I think we all know not everybody has 100% positive things happen to them. All right, we're going to have to, I'm going to put this over here so it doesn't dry out on me, and see what I'm going to do differently here. I have to cut them off a certain way. Like this one, I'll probably cut that there. So let's cut this here and place that one right there. The thing is, unfortunately, everybody else is behind the bunny. This is going to be, as you see, the leaves just right there, and that doesn't look bad. But that's going to be over the bunny, which was not what I had intended. But here's the thing. When you make a mistake, please don't get too frustrated, because almost every time that's happened to me, if I can live with it, then I live with it. If I can't live with it, then I find a solution. I do something to remedy the situation, you know, which I think a lot of us do in real life with other, you know what I mean, with in any other situation. I should have put that here. Okay. Sometimes I get a little heavy-handed with the glue. Do y'all do that too? Now, I want that in front, that in front. I did these flowers. I cut them in a lighter yellow and then more of a golden yellow for the one on the bottom. I wanted to not do everything exactly the same. You know what I mean? Now, let me see some. Or should I keep it simple since I messed up, instead of all of those going there? Let's see, guys. Let us see. And then do let me put that down a little. Like I said, it's going over the excuse me, it's going over the ears and stuff, which I'm not real thrilled about, but that's not hideous, is it? It's just a matter of, see, just a matter of cutting more, you know. But I think I like it. Let's see, we're going to be cutting there. So I just wish it was behind the bunny instead of in front of it. Okay. Let's do. I think in these two, I'll use them on something else. Or if I want them in front of here, if I find out I want that later. Okay, do I want that there? Or do I want it there? maybe like so. Cut that off here. So, let me see what I have to do here to cut it so that it looks good coming out of that pot. I'm going to have to go like at an angle up like that because of the way I want it. Yeah, much better. Anywho, back to my best friend's family. Her dad, even to think of her dad, they've been hanging out in heaven for some time now, but even to think of her father makes me giggle. He was extremely handsome and extremely funny. Oh, mercy. He had the sweetest personality, you know, madly and passionately in love with his wife, which, was so important to me. It made me like him even more. You know what I mean? Well, actually, I loved him. I really did. I loved that gentleman, and he was a gentleman. I wasn't just a man, he was a true gentleman. Let me do this. Let me mark these so that we used to tease him a lot because he loved steaks, and he knew some, you know how back in those days there was a bartering system, and there was, you know, your reputation was, you know, there wasn't on line or anything like that. It was word of mouth. And if you were a good butcher, a good baker, not candlestick maker now, y'all. But you know what I mean. It was known. Everybody would say, go, if you want this, go here. If you want that, go there. You know, it was well known by word of mouth. And he knew a good butcher. And I called him Daddy and by his last name. So it would be, let's say, it's not, but let's say his last name was Smith. Let's say Daddy Smith. And we used to tease him because when he would fix his steak, now everybody, you know, ate their steak differently. And normally the kids didn't want it anyway. We, you know, hamburgers and stuff. And Daddy Smith would basically, and this is, I don't know, remember I'm a vegetarian now, but I don't know cuts of meat anyway, but it would be a pretty thick steak, and he'd put it on he'd get the grill real hot, and then he'd put it here, and then he'd flip it over, and usually it was a cast iron skillet, you know, something like, and he'd wait a minute or two on each side, and then just put it on the plate. And of course the kids, you know, would go, ew, that's terrible, because you know when you cut into them, there's, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to get into it, but you know what I'm saying, and there's red on the plate, let's put it that way. And we were just freak out, and even in those days, and he would just laugh. He wouldn't get mad at us. So we used to say, why don't you just go up and bite the cow? You know, that's not really cooking it, you know. So we'd tease him like that. And he was such a fun person. Instead of getting mad at us and saying, get out of here and let me enjoy my food, You know, he just laughed. Now, the interesting thing, though, when it came to his steak, Mama Smith didn't make it, and she made everything. Oh, y'all, oh, my mercy. The food that came out of that kitchen. Country cook, oh, yeah. Mercy sakes. But anyway, when it came to his steak, she'd do the other ones, the kids and stuff, if they wanted them medium well or well. She'd do those, but she would do his, which I think is hilarious. I want this further down. And I guess I'm going to have to go unless I want to put this over just a little bit. Yeah. And that's just one of the things we used to tease them about. Plus, they absolutely loved hee-haw. And, of course, us, you know, we're talking late 60s, early 70s, you know. Oh, boy. This clogs up. That's why I keep putting the top on. This clogs up so easily. So, you know, if you're a teenager, hee-haw's not cool, quote unquote. But y'all absolutely loved hee-haw. And I was always an R&B girl, but I just loved hee-haw so much. And Roy Clark, y'all, I had a crush on him. I just thought he was as cute as the day was long because he smiled all the time. He just smiled, you know, the whole time he was on, and I was like, your wife is very fortunate to have you just smiling all the time. How cool and precious are you, you know? And I have to make that look like it's coming right out the pot, y'all. I just thought he was adorable. I don't know if I shared that with my friends, though, because, boy, they'd have made fun of me. But maybe, I think I did, because sometimes I'm okay. I'm a sensitive soul, but sometimes, okay, if it makes you happy to make fun of me, but, you know. These guys, in case you're wondering, I did a little distress ink with the speckled egg. You can see it's very little. And then I took, was it this one? And just once went up. No, I don't think I did. I think it was another one. I just went up for the leaf vein, you know. Where am I cutting this one, y'all? Let me see. So anyway, and we'd also tease Daddy Smith about, we'd say, "Hoo-wee, look at that purty girl. Isn't she purty? Woo!" You know, because they had beautiful women on here. They were just gorgeous. And he would smile in the sweetest, and this is another reason why I just loved him to pieces. Because he'd smile at us, and then he'd go over and put his hand on his wife's shoulder and give her a little love pat, you know, and I was like, oh, mercy. This man, you can see my mark. This man is a doll, baby. This is a very loving, kind man. And you know, speaking of his wife, all the turmoil, I think I've got to cut that different too. All the turmoil that's going on in this country right now. Oh boy. Don't let me get into that, because this is a crafting channel, not a political opinion channel. But I wouldn't know about that particular spot in history with Watergate if it hadn't been for Mama Smith. Because when my friend was working outside of home, she would have that on when she was cleaning, and I'd go over to the house to visit, and she'd have that on, and she wouldn't say, they didn't call me Corn, by the way, they called me by another nickname. I've got several. And she would say, this is history, as in, we're not turning the channel because we're watching history unfold. And that's the first thing I thought of on January 6th, because I was watching it live. And I thought of Mama Smith and how she would say, and I was mortified, by the way, and how I thought she would say, you're watching history unfold. Now, we got away with it, guys. We've covered up our little one a little bit, but we got away with it. So, whew. I know this is going to go long, and I know most people don't stay to the end, but when you do, thank you so much. And when you don't, I understand 100%, because I'm going on and on, which makes this go even longer and longer. What I did, let me see if I hold it to the light a certain way, you might be able to see it. In this die, it has, the tail goes in. Does that make sense? And it's pushed down so much that it looks almost the same with the inside of the flowers. It looks almost glossy, really. So I was like, oh boy, what do I do with that? Because I wanted a white bunny. But I thought, I need a tail that's going to be fun. So what I did is I went ahead on a white cardstock. No, I didn't. Black cardstock. I guess it was one of my scraps. I did this last night. And I went ahead and did another die cut of just its butt. And then cut that out for my little template. And then I put it on my fake fur that I use for my little gnomies. So this would normally be very long, you know, long fake fur coming down for my gnomie beards. But I had to trim it so that you could see that it was the bunny butt. And I thought maybe we could put that there. The person who is getting this, not only is she an artist, does a little bit of everything when it comes to paper crafting. She also does some slow stitching. So she does a lot of things. Her daughter is super clever, super talented, and even taught herself how to do certain crafts, which is, I extremely admire somebody that does something like that. And so I thought both of them would get such a kick out of that. Look at that bunny butt. I know I would, because you can pet it. Who amongst us has not wanted to go up to a rabbit and pet it on its butt? I'm doing the Fabri-Tac on this. If we can get it to, there it goes. And as you know, you can get close to the edge, but not too close, because if this comes out, uh-oh, I've got a string on it. If this comes out, it's shiny. Well, I didn't get the string off. There we go. Ta-da! A bunny butt. And they can go, oh, pet the bunny butt. Remember that book for children? We kept ours. It's in rough shape. We got it for our daughter, who's in her 30s. And when she was little, and you know how it says pet the bunny? Yeah. Pat the bunny. Pat it, not pet. Well, anyway. Okay. So one other thing to do, and I thought about it. What I would normally do or think was fun if it wasn't going through the mail, if it was going like in a box, in a package or something, I would do seed beads here because it's fun, it gives texture, and they're cute. But I can't do that going through the mail. And yes, I have put on there extra postage, and please do not put through the machine. It still goes through so many times, and because people have shown me the aftermath of that stuff off. So I'm going to do, let's see if we can first get like this yellow, which is Tombow marker 025, and go with this end. This is going to be kind of an orangey yellow. Let's first see if, oh, that's showing up just a little bit, but it's showing up some. This is, instead of what it looks like, which is a golden here, it's, as you see here, it's showing up orangey, not golden. And if you go over it more than once, as you all know, if you do that, then you'll see it darkens. And I think I was doing them too small. Okay, and let's leave that out. I've got lighter yellow in the Tombow markers, but I don't know if that's going to show up. This is 055. Let's see if that even shows up on that yellow. See? It does some, but not a whole lot. But since they are water-based, and so is the stickles, we're going to put stickles over this and see what we get. See if there will be a mixture in there. Can you see if I hold it this way? We'll see. Okay. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go with the clear one. Now this is Stardust. Let's see if we've got another one, guys. Let me see here. I think I do behind me. I've got the lace, the frosted lace, which is definitely a frosted one. I wonder if that would show up at all, though, if I do the frosted one, because, as you see, you can tell it's frosted. Definitely frosted. Or should we do this one, which is it's gonna bring, well, that kind of, it does kind of look like it has the teal in it, but it also looks like it has other colors as well. Let's give it a shot. I think this would show up what we've got under it better. Let me see. I have to get this close to me, guys. Have I got it in there? Yes. I have poor eyesight, and I can do it like this to show you all what I'm doing, but then I got to get it close to make sure I'm in where I'm supposed to be. And because we're doing this, we need it to dry. Before you mess with it anymore. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. that want it to run out. No, no. No, 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 no. And if you want to move it some, you can move it with this. There we go. That one, I'm going to move it this way a little. This one I'm going to move a little over here, like so. And besides putting my label on the back, we are done, I think. And see, here's me. Here's what I do. Let's put these out of the way. Oops. Well, that worked really well. Okay, let's move that out of the way. The only thing is, I was wondering if I should bring up and just put like a little something there. I'm just going to try it. I might not like it. See what I'm saying? That would be at this angle. Got to be careful. This should be done before you put the stickles on, but I have to wait for it to dry. I might do that, guys. I might. But anyway, we're done. And I want to thank you all so much for joining me. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.